Greetings to all my loyal subjects out there. This is King Bob coming at you from King Bob's Kingdom. Today I want to showcase an application that a friend turned me on to, which I think you will enjoy. So let's get to it. The application in question is called TouchdownFX. You can get it up at flightsim.to. It's free. They also have a website, touchdownfx.com. I will put links in the description down below for you for that. So let's just go over the meat and potatoes of this little application. It's pretty simple. When you load it up, well, before we get that far, the application is basically, it has one purpose and one purpose alone: to track your landings. Well, maybe a second purpose, to replay those landings, which is the part I like best about this. So when you first load up the application, you're going to be greeted with this. Couple things to be aware of are the settings up here. Auto is self-explanatory. It auto connects to the simulator when it's running. Startup starts when your computer starts up. Panel and HDR, there's an add-on that you can throw into your community folder that will, when you land, when you're out flying and you land, it will display your stats right here, landing rate, all that good stuff after you've landed. That's what these two are for. Disconnect, and this will turn to connect once you connect to the sim, like that. Connect basically does that. It connects to the sim. That's key. When you load up, make sure, if you want to track, you click connect, because if you don't, it's not going to track your landing. Clear. Get rid of any, basically delete all your landings in here. I had like 40 yesterday, and I clicked clear by accident, and they all went away. So I just basically flew a couple flights and tracked the landings. Pin to top. It's obvious, no matter what you do, it's not going, the application won't fall behind the running application. And the cog is for settings. And the key thing is in here is to make sure you point toward your community folder if you want to use the panel and HD, or the panel. You don't have to. You can if you'd like to, though. And also there's things like auto connect to the sim, and then launch with Windows in here also, which you can also choose. And you can see when I choose them, these light up green. When they light up green, they're active. So you can see right now, we're connected to the sim. So we're going to disconnect. I just want to show you something real quick here. We're not connected to the sim. It's not going to track. You can see over here by TouchdownFX, there's a little gray dot. That has to be green for it. That's a visual indicator that it's connected. So if you click on connect, you can see it went green, and it shows the aircraft are flying right now. Again, I like to choose auto and startup, so that way I never forget, because I always forget to load up replay utilities when I'm out flying. And I like to show the replays or view the replays of my landing, so this will automatically do that for you. And again, this application is pretty simple. It does one thing, and one thing well. It tracks your landings, and you know, with the benefit of it also replaying your landings. So on the left-hand side of the panel here, you can see it shows some data over here. Your last landing gives you a bunch of good stats, which is this one up here. And it also shows you your average landing, best landing rate, and worst landing rate of the flights you have tracked. Cool. We all love numbers, right? And there's even more data up here. Time, aircraft, where you landed, your score, and all the relevant stats to it. So let's dig into the stats that it tracks to give you a rating. Like I got a 91 on this Tucson landing. So if you click view here, you have a few buttons here. View. This replays the landing. This replays the landing in the sim. Not really sure what the check does. And delete obviously deletes the landing if you want to get rid of it. So if we click on view, you can see I got a 91 score for that. And how it does that is it tracks these 7 things: vertical speed, G-force, touchdown zone, center line, crab, bank, and pitch. And it gives you a score in each of them. And these all equal up to 100. That's how it gives you a score. As you can see, my vertical speed was great. My G-force was great. Touchdown zone, I guess I was outside of it. Center line, I was 2.5 meters to the left, so that's why I got dinged a point for that. Crab, bank, and pitch were fine, so minus 90, score 91. It'll also show you the weather or the wind at landing. And from here, you could replay the approach. If you replay the approach using that little clicky button, you'll get this little visual representation of the landing. There's your plane, there's the runway, here's the touchdown zone, and here's where it thinks you touch down. Hit play, you can watch it. It will display some stats: your vertical speed, your G-force, your pitch, your bank, all that happy stuff. This is kind of cool. It will show you the position of your yoke or your stick, the movements on it, basically. So obviously it thinks I touched down outside of the touchdown zone. I don't know how it determines this. We're going to take a look at the replays to see if I was truly outside the touchdown zone. You can replay it back at different speeds. Have at it. That's not the best part of this. You can also get that by clicking on this play button right there. It does the same thing. The best part of this, though, is replaying back in the sim. And like I said, I have it set for auto and startup, which I like, because I like to replay back my landings. I know there's plenty of replay utilities out there, but I always forget to turn them on. So as long as I have it set for auto and startup and I'm tracking, it's doing it for me. So I can go back and look at my replays without, oh, I forgot to turn back on the built-in replay utility. I love it. And keep in mind, this only tracks your land. It only will save the data on your landings to replay that. It doesn't do the whole flight. So how do you do that? So you're going to basically click on the sim button. But what you should do, and what I do, is where I landed at, this landing was in Tucson. So load into your airport, choose the plane you landed with, get it started up in a powered state with the PMDG 737 and the 777. You can there's a panel state for final. That's the one I like to use because it's basically, it puts the plane in in the final approach phase, basically. Once the plane is powered up, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on the runway where you landed at. I could be over here in this dirt patch. I could be over the gate. Doesn't really care. Just basically click on sim. You're going to get this little pop-out panel. What I do then is I move this to a second screen if you have, or just minimize it, or, get rid of it so we can actually watch the replay. You don't want to actually get rid of it, just minimize it, basically. So this panel has a lot of different stuff in here, which we will go over. Play, back to the back, fast forward, all that happy stuff. Stop. I don't know what the ghost button does. I have to research that. I haven't used it yet. Be careful with these camera. It does have some views you could use, but I like to use either default views in the sim or chase plane, which I'm using right now. Also has the ability to speed up or slow down the replay. Let's take a look at this replay. So it's pretty simple. Just click on play. We're going to scrub it through here. Get closer to the runway. So, and let's see if we were truly outside that landing zone. I love this feature alone. It's great for, cinematic replays you want to upload to the YouTubes. As you can see, it replays the landing. So let's see if I was truly outside the landing. I'm going to scrub back a little bit. Slow it down to quarter speed. Let's see where I was truly outside the landing zone. Right now I'm still in it. Let's see where the main landing gear touchdown. To me, that's in the landing zone. That's a legal landing, so I shouldn't have got dinged for it being outside the touchdown zone. But like I said, I don't know how what they consider, where they get their information for to say if it was. But again, this is still a cool feature anyway. So again, you can replay this back to your heart's content. You can speed it up, slow it down, like so. Beautiful. So in chase plane, I have multiple views set up. So if I am going to create a video I want to post up to YouTube, or just if I'm streaming and I want to, after I've finished the flight and I want to show my landing, I have a bunch of views set up. Just pretty much like probably everybody does. But hey, let's take a look at it again, but maybe from the belly view. Super easy. Choose your view and then replay. And watch how good or awful your landing was. This landing, this is what they call, or this is what they consider a greaser. It looks like I floated it a lot though. And we're down. Want to see it from a different angle? How about from the nose? Why not? Everybody likes a nose shot, right? Again, this is the feature alone that I'd pay $5 for this easy. But I don't want to pay $5 for it. And we're down. Could go to another view. How about... Oh, no. The wing and engine view. And what I like about it is it saves the state of your control surfaces. So you'll see my speed brakes will activate here once the mains touch down. Speed brakes are up. And there go my reversers. You can hear them. And you can see them. And how about one last view? How about a wing view? Just why not? Cool little utility. Again, this is worth it for me. And when I say worth, this is free. So speed brakes were deployed, and you can hear the reversers being deployed. That's basically what it does. Tracks your landings and allows you to replay them. And again, if you've built up a bunch of landings here and a year later you want to come back and look at that greaser, that Crisco you did at Tucson or Princess Juliana, feel free. So we're going to close out of that. Like if I did want to go out to Princess Juliana, it's pretty simple. So I have a landing there, so I'll go back to my main menu. We'll choose a different plane. How about the Spirit? Oops. Actually choose it. There we go. Choose the airport where you landed at that you want to replay back. In this case, let's just let's set us at a gate here. As the sim loads up and puts me down into Princess Juliana. Okay. So again, you're loaded at the airport. You're in the plane you landed at. You got to get the thing started up. So I will choose final. We will let the plane load up. And I'll be right back because this is going to take a few minutes. Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Oh, I guess it is. Well, guess who's back? Of course, it's me, King Bob. Who else would it be? My cat? Clancy? Maybe. Who knows? Not the point. So, let's look at the Princess Juliana landing we did here. And again, I just basically loaded back in to the sim, to the airport I was at. Right now we're at the gate. Plane is fired up in his Spirit livery on a 737. Yes, I know it never really happened, but I like it, so who cares? Yeah, obviously, you could take a look at all the stats that I did for the Princess Juliana landing. This one I had a better rating, even though I had a worse landing rate. Hashtag landing rate's a lie, as was the cake in Portal. I'm sure you know what that is, or maybe you don't. If you don't, go Google it. But we all like numbers. We're video gamers after all, you know? High scores. My high score is bigger than yours. Well, in this case, landing rate, the lower obviously is better. So sometimes bigger isn't always best, if you get my meaning. All right, so let's get to it. Let's replay this one. Again, I'm at the gate. I'm not actually at the runway I landed on. So if we basically click on sim and play, hey, look at that. It's going to put me out where the replay started. Let's move this off to the side. Scrub a little bit closer to the landing zone there. And watch the landing. Look at all those people down there on the beach. Ice landing, King Bob. That's how you do it. Reversers are out, speed brakes are up. Pretty simple, right? Let's do one more landing from that view over the beach, because why not? Hello. I love this little utility. And we're down. We're going to stop that. Stop that. Bring back our TouchdownFX. So that's it. TouchdownFX, flightsim.to, TouchdownFX.com. Link will be in description. Get tracking those landings so you too can brag about your minus 90 or your minus 71. Remember, just a number, folks. There's more important things than this. You know, like actually where you landed and how far off the center line you were, all that good stuff. But I'd be curious to see what it considers the landings. Oh, yeah, see. In this one, I was in the touchdown zone. That's why I got a good score for touchdown zone. Ding, ding, ding. What was that score for touchdown zone? 15 out of 15. Yep, try it. I think you'll like it. TouchdownFX, flightsim.to, touchdownfx.com. Links below in the description. This is King Bob. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this little application utility. And you know what I'm going to say. To all my loyal subjects out there. See ya.